SL Tonight presents The Case of the Winking Buddha. This is the long-lost sequel to the legendary 1950 picture novel It Rhymes with Lust, one of the earliest experiments in what we now call the graphic novel. In 1950, publisher Arthur St. John tried something bold. Instead of standard comic books, he released full-length picture novels, thick, magazine-sized books with illustrated stories aimed at adult readers. It Rhymes with Lust was the first. It was dark, noir, and ahead of its time, but it didn't sell the way they hoped. So St. John tried one more time with The Case of the Winking Buddha, a mystery story written by Manning Lee Stokes and illustrated by Charles Robb. Unfortunately, it met the same fate. The experiment was quietly abandoned. Instead of getting its own standalone book, the story was later reformatted and colorized into a 32-page version and buried inside a giant 3 comics in 1 edition of Authentic Police Cases number 25. For over 70 years, it never got its own proper release, until now. SL Tonight is proud to present The Case of the Winking Buddha as a full narrated cover-to-cover experience, finally giving this classic crime story the standalone treatment it always deserved. It was one of those crisp blue and gold days in late October. A scamp of wind chased frightened leaves in Central Park and teased the trees about bring bald. No one paid much attention to the china doll of a man mounting the brownstone steps. Yes, mister? Please, Mr. Steve Bullitt, would it be possible for me to speak with him? You wait, sir. I tell Mr. Steve he has visitor. Meet to come soon. Thank you, and if you would be so kind as to tell him it is important. Gentleman to see you, Mr. Steve. Looks like a customer says it's important. Okay, Bop, be there in a minute, and I hope you're right. Bop is always right. He can smell a prospective client a mile away. I'm Steve Bullitt, sir. You wish to speak with me on business? Ah, please, yes. I wish to retain your services, Mr. Bullitt. If I may, sir, I will tell my story from the beginning. I am an importer, and I visited my native China. On my way back to the States, I stopped in Korea to see friends. While I was in Seoul, on the street of the spoonsmiths, I chanced to find the small shop of an old friend of my father's. We talked for perhaps an hour, and as I was ready to leave, before you go, my son, I have something to show you. I know your interest will be great. As you will, venerable one. I had thought to die with this last treasure, but it is better that the son of an old friend have it. Treasure? What, I wonder, does this ancient one speak of? Take it, my son, if you have wisdom to know it for what it is. Of course, old one, it is a jade Buddha, but a winking Buddha. Ai Jakuno. Thank you, your kindness will be rewarded. That night, as I sat in my room at the Bento Hotel, I have been most lucky today. After all these years of searching, it falls in my hands like a cherry blossom in May. But how to get it to the States? My luggage will be searched by the Korean officials. They will know the sacred value of the Buddha and will never let it leave the country. Fortunately, I remembered an American woman I had met the day before at a friend's house. Her name is Lola Vance, and she was leaving for America that very week. Nice of you to treat me to this native sake, Mr. Lu Yin. First time I ever had good look at the nightlife around here. So glad you enjoy it, Miss Van. But please, the business I spoke of. I will give you $1,000 if you will take a package to the States for me. I will pay you when you deliver it. $1,000. Okay, it's a deal. As long as it ain't opium you want smuggled. Here, Miss Vance, you Americans are allowed to take many things home. Korean officials do not inspect your baggage. I will see you in 3 months in New York. If she ran out on you, Mr. Yin, took your Buddha and beat it. As you say it, sir, she beat it. But I have learned that she sailed for New York 2 months ago. Please, if you would find her. Is that all you can tell me, Mr. Yin? What makes this Buddha so valuable? Please, sir, I cannot answer questions. I can only give my word that there is nothing criminal involved, and I will pay well. $100 will do as a retainer, Mr. Yin. Certainly, there will be more if it is needed. Only find my Buddha. The girl I care nothing about once I have my property. Beautiful manners our Mr. Yin has, and more behind that bland face than shows. But money isn't counterfeit, so I'll try to find his blonde Buddha snatcher. Soon. Hi, Steve. Got a little something you might want to know. Hello, Johnny. Come in. Just toying with a few chords, trying to get my brain into high gear. He had a tail. That's what some tall guy followed him here and waited down the block. Last I saw, he was tailing him again, and your new client didn't know it either. Good boy, Johnny. Sharp eyes. Looks like someone is deeply interested in Mr. Yin's business calls. Oh, Penny, would you do some phoning for me? Police headquarters in Washington. Orders are carried out, Steve. Headquarters has no record on Mr. Liu Yin. Washington gave me a New York address on Miss Lola Vance. 39 Barrow Place. It's in the village. Probably her old address. Chances are she won't be there, but I'll check. Later. Looks like this is it, Steve. It's 39 Barrow Street. Right. Now to see if our bird has flown. As if I didn't know. Mr. Yin didn't strike me as the sort of wanted to toss $100 away. He's probably already tried the address and drew a blank. Hello, my name is Steve Bullitt. I'm looking for an old friend. Her name is Lola Vance, and never heard of you, mister, but I sure know your friend. I'm looking for her, too, if I ever get my hands on that blonde. She left owing me a month's rent, she did. Her and that no-good beanpole of a boyfriend of hers, just a couple of chisels. Oh, and you say her friend was a tall man. Skinny fellow? That's him, thin as a rail and a crook if I ever saw one. If you ever find them, mister, you just let me know. Thanks. If I ever find her, I'll try to get your money. Wow, glad I don't know her money. I heard it all, Steve. That tall guy sounds like the one that was tailing Mr. Yin this morning. They probably heard her in Brooklyn, Johnny. But you're right. Sounds like the same party. Now run me down to the Star Times building. Stick around, Johnny. I'll only be a few minutes. Got a little morgue checking to do. Morgue? Oh, I get it. I'd like to have a look at your files, Bill. A little matter of business. You mean the morgue? Sure thing. Grab yourself a seat and be comfortable. You know the Star Times. Even private eyes are welcome. Hi, Steve. Long time no see. Our Mr. Yin seems to be on the up and up. Well-known collector connoisseur of Oriental art. Wealthy, too. Has given large sums and a lot of time to the promotion of Sino-American relations, etc., etc. Wait up, Steve. I darn near forgot to tell you the most important thing. I'm getting married day after tomorrow. No kidding. And what poor unfortunate girl will have the nerve to marry a newspaper man? Her name's Eve Martin, but the boys are giving me a bachelor dinner tonight at the press club, and I want you to come. Tonight? I guess I can make it, Bill. My business isn't so urgent that I have to miss a friend's farewell to freedom. See you tonight. Oh, Steve, you're back just in time. Mr. Yin is on the phone. Keep your muddy paws off me, brute. Okay, Penny, I'll be right there. Hello, Mr. Yin. Something new? As you say, Mr. Bullitt, something new. A development the young lady, Miss Lola Vance, just called me on the phone. She wishes to deliver my property this evening. The young lady is very frightened, Mr. Bullitt. She suspects someone is following her and wished an escort, if you would be so kind, please, at midnight tonight. Steve makes a note of the time and place. Right, Mr. Yin, I'll be there. But there's something you should know, sir. You're being followed. Someone shadowed you this morning. A shadow, Mr. Bullitt? Oh, yes, I understand now, and thank you. But I do not know who could have had such interest in my humble affairs. Goodbye, sir. It is a wise man who is prepared for trouble, even though he does not seek it. Half an hour later. Evening, Mr. Bullitt. They're expecting you, sir. Right upstairs. Good evening, Ward. You didn't need to tell me. I can hear them up from here. Much later. It's been a swell night, but I didn't get a chance to ask you about yourself, Steve, and the detective business. Is it as exciting as it sounds? It depends on your viewpoint, but I'll tell you what, Bill. Since this is your last fling, I'll take you along on a job tonight, but don't expect too much. We can just about make it. I gotta meet someone at the Drum and Monkey Tavern at midnight. Drum and Monkey Tavern? That sounds like something out of a thriller. Afraid you'll be disappointed, Bill. Just a routine job, and you'll understand that I can't tell you anything. I gotta protect my client's privacy. Sure, I know, don't worry. I'll just keep my eyes open and my mouth shut. You won't even know I'm around. As Steve promised Mr. Yin, he reached the Drum and Monkey at midnight, a garish place frequented by sailors and longshoremen. You want a table, gents? No thanks, we're just meeting somebody. Wait here, Bill. I think I can see my quarry. Lola Vance, Steve Bullock. Mr. Yin told you about me? You're right on time, honey. Mr. Yin told me about you too, but he didn't tell me enough, looks like. I didn't know coppers came like you, Steve. Come on, I rented a car. You're a little overdue, Lola. Mr. Yang was really worried, and what's this about being followed? You don't seem to me very frightened at the moment. It's true, I tell you, every time I left the house, I could feel someone behind me. I've been scared to death. Here's the car. You know the address, Lola. Sure, Riverside Drive and 103rd Street. Oh hum, Steve was right about not expecting too much. Nothing exciting about this. Darn, I don't know they were fixing the street. Now we'll have to go around. Easy does it, Lola. Want me to drive? I can handle it, but why they've suddenly got to start tearing up every street in New York? Oh, I stalled the motor. Get out, Lola. I'm taking over right now. Hey! The man suddenly stepped stealthily out of the night shadows. This is a stick-up. No trouble and you don't get hurt. Come on, out. Oh no, please don't. Can't get to my gun, but just hold on to this bag, Lola, and wait. Might have a chance. Tires scream in agony, and another car skids madly around the corner and bears down on him. Bill, take the girl and duck. Quick, down. This light is terrible. I'm not gonna hit anything but the air, but maybe I'm lucky. 2 against 1, and they don't seem to like it any better than I do. Meanwhile, Lola and Bill have hit the ditch. Brother, and just a minute ago I said it was so dull. Looks like I'll be going to a funeral and this girl's hurt. The attackers swing around their sedan and speed away. Fight is over as swiftly as it began. All over, Bill. Are you alright? Come on, fellow. We've got to get out of here. Lola Bill, Steve, hit her head on something. Okay, get her in the car. Probably it's only a cut. I'll take a look. It takes Steve but a moment to determine that Lola's hurt is superficial. She's alright. Now listen, take her somewhere fast. Your girl's apartment. I'll explain later. See you there. Sure, you can find it listed in the phone book, but you don't have to understand, but she can't go to my place because they might find her again. She's in danger, I think. Now beat it. I'll deliver this package to Mr. Yin and see you later. Now to get out of here before the riot squad shows up. Nothing I'd like less than to try to explain to the cops what I don't understand myself. Well, I got the Buddha now for a cabin. I'd like to see Mr. Yin at once, please. The name is Bullock. You will wait in the library, please, sir. I will tell the master you are here. 1 moment later, Steve is ushered into the presence of Liu Yin. Ah, at last, Mr. Bullock. I'm beginning to think something has gone wrong. And the young lady, my Jade Buddha? The young lady is not available at the moment, Mr. Yin. I had better luck with the Buddha. Here, Mr. Yin, you're lucky. You'd be surprised at the number of people who tried to get this little object tonight. Indeed, but no details now. Please do not think me rude. But only my interest is in the weakened Buddha. Magnificent, truly lovely, a great work of art, Mr. Buddha. Almost perfect, but not quite. It is not my Buddha. It is a fake. Please take it away with you. Meanwhile, Bill Tucker takes the injured Lola to the apartment of Eve Martin, his fiancée. Gosh, honey, I hated to bust in on you, but Steve knows best about this sort of thing, and he said, "Don't worry about me, darling. It's this poor girl who needs help. Besides, I'm sure your friend has a good explanation for this." Darling, no wonder. I love you so much. Here I go out on a wild adventure, bring a strange girl here all bleeding, and still you say you'll marry me tomorrow. You idiot. Of course I'm gonna marry you. Just try to get out of it now. Millicent Bennett, Eve's cousin, enters at exactly the wrong moment. Uh-oh, maybe I should have knocked, or shall I go out and come again? Don't be silly, Millicent. Come in and say hello to Bill. Hello. Hello, Bill, and good night. I'm going to bed. After all, I have to work for a living. Well, good night then, Millicent. Really, Bill, you shouldn't think of Millicent the way you do. It's just her way of talking. It burns me up, honey, the way she acts towards you. All those catty things she's always saying, just 'cause you got money and she hasn't. And after you give her a home and all, she hates us both. Suddenly a frenzied shriek rings through the apartment. Good grief, must be that girl again. No, Bill, that was Millicent. We forgot to tell her about that woman. No, my heart just stopped. What's going on around here anyway? Who is that creature? Pull yourself together, Millicent. Everything's okay. Come on and I'll fix you a nice drink. Just a little more bleeding, Bill. I don't think it's anything serious. Steve, after stopping off at home to change clothes, arrives at Eve's. Steve, at last. Boy, am I glad to see you. Everything alright, Bill? Steve is introduced to Eve Martin and hears Bill's story. What a night. All that gunplay, and then I've had one injured girl on my hands and one hysterical one. Hysterical? What are you talking about? When I called, you said Lola was out cold. He means my cousin Millicent, Mr. Bullet, but I just gave her a sedative and put her to bed. She's in here. I mean, the injured girl. She is still unconscious when I left her a few minutes ago. The cut on her head didn't seem too bad to me. She might be faking, and she'd better have a lot of right answers ready for me. Why, she's gone. She was faking, waiting for a chance to get away, and now I'm right back where I started. I guess I owe you some explanation, Bill, since it was my invitation that got you into this in the first place. And I'm bringing what killed the cat. Of what killed the cat, Steve. I'd be a liar if I said I'm not curious, Steve. After all, I am a newspaper man. Steve tells them without exposing his client's identity. So, this shooting was all about a little jade Buddha. I'll bet it's worth a minute. I'll have word of an expert that it's a fake, as a matter of fact. He wouldn't have it in his house. He gave it to me. So if you want it, Eve, I'll give it to you, but don't say I didn't warn you. It's for you. The second attempt was on the level, and they scared off the tall fellow just as he had his cold. Hey, wait a minute. Someone's at the door. Now who could it be at this hour? I'm Lieutenant Jones from headquarters. We got a call saying murder had been committed here. Where's the body? A murder? The body? That's what I'm asking you, Steve. Someone called and reported a murder at this address. I just happened to be at the precinct, so I took over. Now, how about it? Someone's playing horse with you, Barney. There's been no murder. Let's have a chat in private, Barney. Maybe I can clear matters up. But someone did call us, and if it's a joke, they're going to be sorry. We got plenty to do now without chasing false alarms. I am on a case, and some queer things have been happening tonight, but murder was not one of them, and no one called from here. Well, if you say so. You've always been square with the department, Steve, which is a good idea if you want to keep your license. What's the lowdown? As is his legal right when no crime has been committed, Steve does not tell Lieutenant Jones everything, but he does explain about Lola and her strange disappearance. Viz got a report on that gunplay tonight. That was you, huh? And you was just escorting this dame who was being followed, and then she disappeared? All sounds screwy to me. It is screwy, Barney, but I'm working on it, and I'll let you know what breaks. Come on, let's join the others. It's time I leave before I get more confused. Good night, Steve. You three come down to headquarters in the morning. Maybe you can find that disappearing dame in the gallery. The gallery? The Rogues Gallery, Eve. We'll see you in the morning. I was going to look for Lola at headquarters anyway. I'm glad Jones suggested it. I'll meet you there in the morning. By the way, Eve, I think I'll keep the Buddha a while yet. Of course, Steve. I'll get it. I hid it under the cushion when the police came. Thanks for hiding it. You can have it again, but for tonight, I'd better keep it. Woe is me, and to think I brought all this on myself by wanting to see what a private eye does. Steve opens the door, and this must be my old home week. Oops, excuse it. Ronald Carstairs. Who is this character? Hello, Steve. Sweet, lovely little Eve. Gonna get married and leave poor old Ronald. This does it. Let me at him. No, Bill, please. Please take him away, Steve. It's Ronald Carstairs. He wanted to marry me, and when I became engaged to Bill, he's been bothering me ever since. Sure thing. I'll handle him. So long, you two. The next morning, Steve goes to police headquarters to meet Bill and Eve. I sure get bad breaks. Last night was the first one I took off in weeks, and I miss all the fun. Fun, eh? That's a matter of opinion, Johnny. Stick around, 'cause I won't be long here. Good morning, everyone. Find anything interesting yet? Huh? Oh, hello, Steve. I was just getting ready to call you. I'm dizzy from looking at so many pictures. Half hour later. Hey, I struck gold. If this isn't that Lola dame, I'll eat it. You sure this is the girl? Real name, Lucy Vanderver. Only one conviction. 6 months for shoplifting back in 1948. No recent entries. 1942. No recent entries. This is my blonde phantom, alright. Lucille Vanderver. Changed to Lola Vance so she can still use her marked luggage and other effects. A lot of them do that. Associate of small-time racketeers, among them being Carl Ratcliffe and Solomon Slade. Well, she likes bad company. Ratcliffe hadn't been around town for a long time, though, and we never could get anything on Slade. Slade? Never heard of him. What's his racket? He's an odd fist, Solomon Slade. Sort of an art dealer, curios and stuff. Got a little place on 3rd Avenue. Gem Squad's been watching him, off and on, trying to catch him acting as a fence. No luck. At last, if this Slade is an art dealer, he might be tied in with the Buddha in some way or other. At least it's a hope. Barney, this Carl Ratcliffe, the one Lola went around with and you said was out of town, you should have a file on him. Sure we have. Wait a second. I'll have Gus bring it in. A few minutes later. Thanks, Gus. Now do me a favor, will you? Johnny Anger's parked at the curb. Ask him to come in here. Sure will, Steve. What do you got on your mind, Steve? Johnny Anger studies the rogues gallery photo. Yep, that's the guy, Steve. Good. Can't tell you the works, Barney, now, but your Carl Ratcliffe, all 6'5" of him, is back in town. He's been tailing a client of mine, and he was in on the fireworks last night. See you later, Barney. Okay, so make like a clam, but you better keep your nose clean, lad. Guess we're all through here, Eve, but where is Bill? He had to go to his office, but I wanted to tell you something, Steve. I should have thought of it last night, only there was so much excitement. About the little Buddha. My uncle Chris might be able to tell you something about it. He's a curator at the Municipal City Museum, and he's an expert on such matters. Oh, how she tells me. Well, I've got the Buddha in my pocket, and there's no time like the present. Come on, we'll pay your uncle a visit now. Don't mention Bill or my marriage. Uncle Chris doesn't like Bill. Says he's only after my money. Uncle is my trustee. I didn't know. But he's wrong about Bill Tucker. There's no nicer guy alive. If he wanted to marry you, you can be sure it isn't for your money. Eve, my dear, what brings you here? I thought you'd be home fooling with your troops, getting ready to marry that confounded young puppy. Now, Uncle Chris, so I don't mention the marriage, but he does. Steve is introduced to Christopher Martin and asks for information about the winking Buddha. Well, it is a winking Buddha, God breathed. Been so long since I heard of one, I'd almost forgotten they existed. But it is. A real Taicho. May I ask where you got this, young man? Sorry, sir, I can't tell you that, but I do know this. At least I have it on good authority. The figure isn't genuine. It's a fake. Did you say? A fake? The figure isn't genuine. Godfrey, sir. I can't believe it. Why, it's perfect. Not that I had ever seen a winking Buddha before, but I do know a jade and I know craftsmanship. It would have fooled me, and now you want to know something about the winking Buddhas, eh? Seems to me there's something in this book. It's been so long. Buddhas, he says, plural, and what's that falling out of his book? He didn't even notice it. Only a bookmark. There are supposed to be 12 of the Buddhas, made about 600 years ago in Korea during the Yi Taicho dynasty, when Korean culture reached its height. The legend is fragmentary, of course. 12? Emperor Kwan Sik had the figurines made, one for each of his 12 children. Legend has it that he had the artisans executed immediately afterwards so they could never be duplicated. I wish I knew more. You've been a great help, sir. See you at church tomorrow. Night, Uncle. Here, double Indian giver, and I remember I also expect you at the wedding. Sorry to leave you, Eve, but I got things to attend to, and give me the Buddha again. I may need it, but don't worry, it's still yours. On the roaring east side, lurking beneath the cross-barred shadows of the L, Steve locates the dingy shop of Solomon Slade, whose name had been linked with that of Lola Vance and Carl Ratcliffe on the police dossier. This must be it, Steve, Solomon Slade. Okay, wait for me while I see if Mr. Slade knows anything about the tall Mr. Ratcliffe, or Lola, not that he will admit knowing them naturally. Steve decides on a brusque frontal approach. Steve Bullitt, private detective. I want some information and I think you can give it to me. A detective? Information? I can't imagine, sir. What do you think I could tell you? But perhaps he'd better step inside. Sit down, please, and tell me why you think I would have any information of value. I'll tell you all right, Slade. You know Lola Vance, or perhaps you knew her as Lucille Vandiver. Her whereabouts are worth $100 of Mr. Yin's money. Dear me, sir, you are impetuous. $100, you say? I wish I could earn that money. Correct? Indeed, yes, I should like to earn $100, but I'm afraid I can't help, Mr. Bullitt. I did once know this person very slightly, but it's been years since I've seen her. Crack? Must just crack his knuckles while he lies. Don't tell me that our dignified Mr. Slade is using lipstick on cigarettes these days. Okay, Mr. Slade, pass that for now. How about telling me about what you know about the winking Buddha? I know very little about the Yi Taicho Buddhas, sir. Only what any man in my business would know. I could tell you a little something about the legend, sir. The emperor who had the Buddhas made for his children. His name, I believe, was Kwan Sik. Skip it, my friend. I'll be seeing you again. As Steve is about to leave, didn't waste any time, did you? No, I didn't, but you're wasting yours, Barney. Slade says he doesn't know anything about anything. He won't even talk for money. What's up, Steve? How come Lieutenant is nosing around down here? Can't be sure, Johnny, but I imagine it's because he's no dope. He knows there's a lot I'm not telling him, and he likes to go sniffing around. Let's hurry. Johnny Anger wheels the cab around the block and parks down a side street. Make like you're working on the car, Johnny. That alley up ahead runs back a Slade shop, and in just about a minute, the exodus should begin. Huh? Exodus? Oh, I get you. Now, you mean Lieutenant Jones might scare someone out of it? Suddenly. Aha, I thought so. Slade doesn't use lipstick. After all, stay on the ball, Johnny. Can't afford to lose her again. But don't let her spot us. Sure. I'm like glue, but she's hailing a hat. He's heading for the river, Steve. It looks like maybe she lives in Brooklyn. You guessed it, Johnny. She's making for Brooklyn. And later in the tough Brownsville section of Brooklyn. Better stay behind your papers, Steve. Don't want her to spot you. Now, she doesn't know me. Right, cruise around the next corner and stop. I'm gonna call home and check with Penny. You go back and watch that building. If she leaves again, follow her. Never mind me. I'll be around. When you get a chance, call Penny and she'll relay the message. I got it. Now a decision. Carl Ratcliffe is probably hiding out back there with Lola, but to get any information I'll have to separate them. And if I go barging in now, I'll just scare him into moving. Besides, there's no legal wrath against either of those characters. I'd better wait, try to get Lola alone. But a phone call changes Steve's immediate plans. Steve, the man called about the Buddha, wouldn't give his name, Said if you wanted the lowdown to be at the monkey cage at the Bronx Zoo at 2:30 p.m. Go alone, he said, or no dice. The monkey cage, Probably one of the gorillas wants to get on the act. Thanks, Penny. I'll call you soon. This is probably a wild goose chase, but I'd rather chase, just on the chance. If I start now, I can just about make it. And Johnny Anger will keep an eye on Lolita. I hope no one is making a monkey out of it. Back in Manhattan, Eve was busily making last-minute preparations for her wedding the next day, and at the same time trying to soothe her cousin's ruffled feelings. Well, how nice. The disappointed suitor comes to pay his last respects. Ha ha. He even looks like a funeral. Eve, please let me speak to you. I'm sorry about last night. Millicent, please close the door. Hurry. Eve, darling, please open the door. I must see you. I must, Eve. Oh, why must he be such a fool? Doesn't he know I want to be left alone? And Bill will be coming soon. There'll be a terrible scene. Ronald Carstairs finally goes away. Half an hour later, Eve opens the door again. Uncle, I thought it might be Bill and those flowers. For me? Who else, my dear? But what's the trouble? You don't look like a girl who's getting married tomorrow. Not that I wholly approve of the young pup, but after all. Uncle, you darling, they're lovely. Just a little token, my dear. Got to thinking that perhaps I've been a little hard about your marriage. But I've meant well, Eve. It's just that I've had the responsibility for your money, and I understand, Uncle. Just a minute while I put these flowers in some water. Of course, my dear. If my friends want to make me happy, they can just fill the church with flowers tomorrow. Haha, you can be sure of that. I'll put a bee in a few ears. Here, it's 3 o'clock and I've got an appointment at the club in 15 minutes. I'll have to run, my dear. So late, I never know the time since I broke my watch, and I never think to look at the clock. Oh, I hope nothing has happened to Bill. You mustn't worry, my child. Puts lines in your face. Though I must say you've been mysterious today. What with your friend Mr. Bullet and all? He's so nice, Uncle. A friend of Bill's, I'm glad you could help him. It's just as well Uncle doesn't know anything. I'm beginning to worry about Bill, though. He was to get off early and stop here before he went home to do his own packing. Oh, if anything happened now, I'd die. So engrossed is Eve in her own thoughts, she does not hear the stealthy click of the latch. You, the girl last night. Right, sister. Nice you leave the door unlocked for me. Now come across. Come across? I don't understand. The little pistol Bill gave me a long time ago. If I can get to the desk drawer. Let the talk. I want the jade Buddha that gumshoe took out of my purse. I know you got it. Oh, please. I don't know where. Pull a gun on me, huh? You little tramp. You got a lesson coming. Oh, whack. Out cold. And I gotta get out, but fast. As soon as I find what I came at. 5 minutes later. No luck so far, but it's got to be here. Carl will kill me if I go back without it. Huh? Missed that closet. Might as well have a look. One quick frisk and I'm through. Let Carl come back and do some of the dirty work. Hello! Bill Tucker, his stunned brain trying to fight off shock and fear, stares at the terrible sight which greets him. Eve, baby, what happened? Darling, please, what happened? Oh, my head. But this gun, I didn't have. I mean, she hit me and I can't remember. Is she dead, Bill? Yes, Eve, she's dead. Then I'm a murderer. Killed her. Oh, Bill, we were so happy. Now they'll send me to prison or to the electric chair. Bill's one thought is to save the girl he loves. His brain races like a frenzied rat on a treadmill. Call the police. I don't want to involve you. Let's get it over with. Hold on tight, honey. I'll think of something. If only Steve were here. But Penny says he's out, and we can't call the police now. Bill returns in less than 2 minutes. Remember the old lady at the end of the hall? She's in the hospital now, and they keep the wheelchair outside the door. I saw it as they came in. Just what we need. Wheelchair? But I don't see... Bill wastes no time in explanations. While Eve obeys his instructions and dons her hat and coat, he arranges a macabre bundle in the wheelchair. We're lucky this is a self-service elevator. Now if we can get through the lobby without meeting any friends, especially the old lady's friends. If we do, they'll want to stop and talk to her. Lady Luck smiles at first. Brother, we're rolling in luck. Joe the doorman must be running an errand for someone. My legs are all wobbly, Bill, like I'd walked 1,000,000 miles. And then, hello, you two. What on earth are you doing? Hello. We can't talk now, Millicent. We promised Mr. Pendleton we'd take his wife for a walk. Later, around the corner down the street. Hurry, Bill, please. My nerves aren't going to stand much more. We're doing all right so far. Just an old lady we're taking for a nice ride, but we would bump into that cousin. Meanwhile, Johnny Anger, following Steve's instructions, tailed Lola Vance to Eve's apartment. I don't get all this. The dame leaves Brooklyn and comes over here lickety split. She's still in there. Then comes the Bill Tucker and the Martin babe, shoving an old doll in a go wagon. And then that other one, the sourpuss babe, keeps ducking in and out. Also, Curly Locks there's been in and out a couple of times, and the old gent that looked like the bank president or professor or something, they could be living there, of course, all of which ain't helping me to find that blonde. Could she have ducked out the back? The old doll in the wheelchair. Come to think of it, she was wrapped up sort of funny. Do you suppose? Half an hour later, disgruntled Steve approaches the apartment house. Fine thing. No one at the monkey cage but me and the other monkeys. That call was a funny, but why? And there's Johnny, which means he followed Lola. He looks excited, too. Steve! Hey, Steve! Johnny tells Steve everything he was observed. And that ain't all. There's about 9 million cops up there now, including your pal, Lieutenant Jones. I don't know what's going on, but it's the most excitement since someone shot President McKinley. Well, thanks. I'll toddle up and see what's cooking. But I'm like you and kind of think it isn't good. I want to see Bill anyway, because Penny said he was trying to get me. When Steve enters Eve's apartment, well, come in, Steve. Just the man I've been waiting to see. We're all through playing footsie. That's what. Lola Vance, alias Lucille Vandiver, is dead. Bumped off, and Eve Martin and Bill Tucker did the trigger work. I got them down at headquarters, charged with murder. Lola dead? And you have Eve and Bill for the killing? Are you nuts, Barney? Nah, but they must have been to think that they could hide her body. We got a phone call tipping us to look for a sedan with a press sticker on it. In this neighborhood, the radio car had him in 5 minutes, with the body. That ain't all. We gave the girl a test, and she fired the gun all right. Got powder grains embedded in her hand. Must have been some scrap in this place. And they talked about a Buddha. You better talk. Okay, Barney, I'll tell you about the Buddha. But this is no one's fault but mine. If I hadn't gotten Bill and Eve mixed up in it, and most of all, if I hadn't spent the afternoon at the monkey cage at the Bronx Zoo. Steve tells Lieutenant Jones the story of the Buddha and Mr. Yen, and later at headquarters is allowed to see Bill and Eve. So don't worry too much, kids, unless you really killed Lola, that is. I got you in this, and I'll get you out. I was a fool, Steve. Lost my head. All I could think of was getting the body out of there. You did it for me, Steve. Well, someone saw you do it, called the cops. Another anonymous tip, a woman, and now I want you to tell me everything that happened to you, exactly and in the order it happened. He tries hard to remember everything. And when Millicent left, I slammed the door in Ronald's face. After he went away, Uncle came, but he left soon, had an appointment at 3:15, and it must have been only a few minutes later when I turned and saw Lola. She wanted the Buddha, and we struggled. And the last you remember, she struck you on the head? Yes, but when I came to, I had the pistol in my hand, and she was dead. Oh, Steve, you really think I did it? Now, honey. Steve finds Lieutenant Jones puzzling over the Buddha, which Steve has given him by request. You know, Steve, I don't like the wink this thing is giving me, and I still think I ought to pull this Mr. Yen of yours in. Suit yourself, Barney, but right now we have other business. I held out on you. Carl Ratcliffe is in town. Let's go get it. You what? So help me, Steve Bullet, I'm gonna have your license yet. Steve takes the police to the Brooklyn tenement visited by Lola Vance earlier in the day. Easy now, Steve. This guy is dangerous. And if he did knock off the dame, he's not gonna give up without a fight. Not a sound from here. Up there, Barney. We're coming in, Ratcliffe. He probably ducked out. Another stiff. Our erstwhile curio and antiques dealer, Solomon Slade. This is the one deal he won't fly out of. Well, I better get this Brooklyn boys on the phone. They don't like Manhattan cops fooling with their stiffs. One thing you gotta admit, Barney, Bill and the girl couldn't have killed Slade too. Looks like Ratcliffe took his belongings, not planning on coming back. Can't say I blame him. No sign of another Buddha around, the real one, but of course Ratcliffe took it with him. I'll put out an alarm on Ratcliffe right away. We'll get him, but you'd better come back to headquarters, Steve. Might be something interesting. Sure, Barney. Back at headquarters, Steve finds that Lieutenant Jones, after hearing his story of the Buddha and talking to Johnny Anger, has wasted no time in casting out his net. Mr. Yin! Good evening, everyone. Hope I didn't inconvenience anybody too much. We'll soon know if any of them fired a gun recently, but to be frank, Steve, I think I've got the killer already. Eve Martin. She just blacked out and forgot it. We'll see, Barney. But if Eve Martin is a murderer, I'll eat my hat. Much later. Oof, what a headache. Like I told you, Steve, we got nothing. None of them fired a gun. None of them have records. That Mr. Yin is clean as a hound's tooth. They all tell straight stories, too. Thanks for letting me in on this, Barney. Saved me a lot of legwork, but it's time for me to jog along. Good night, Steve, and take an old dog's advice, son. The girl did it. Don't let her make a sucker out of you. Good night, Barney. But just as Steve finishes his story and prepares to relax, just a moment, Mr. Yin. He's right here. Oh me, no rest for the wicked. Forgive me, please. Such a late call, but there's another development, Mr. Bullet. I no longer desire you to find my Buddha. If you will consider the case closed, please, I will mail an additional sum of $100. You're the boss, Mr. Yin, but I got a lead on the Buddha. I'm pretty sure a man named Carl Ratcliffe has it, but if you don't want it, that is correct. I no longer have an interest in the Buddha. Fired by Jingle. Our Mr. Yin doesn't relish being mauled in for questioning. Evidently, Lola's murder scared him too, but still, the Buddha is supposed to be so valuable, why give up now? He can fire me, but he can't make me quit. Now, if only I could answer some of these questions. Barney is going to love me for this, but why should he be the only one to get any sleep? Just a belated thought, Barney. I need more details on those alibis we collected this afternoon. Christopher Martin, for instance, and the Bennett one. Also, how are they fixed financially? This couldn't wait till morning, I suppose? Okay, but if you're thinking of nasty thoughts about Martin, you're nuts. This girl herself admits he left at 3 p.m. Your man, Johnny Anger, saw him come out about that time, and he was at his club at 3:15 and didn't leave till we hauled him in. Got a dozen witnesses to that. As for finances, Martin seems to be alright. He's trustee for Eve Martin's fortune. The Bennett dame is broke. Depends on her cousin for a home, clothes, everything. Now can I go back to bed? Wasn't dreams, Barney. Sleep tight. Next morning, Steve visits Ronald Caster's apartment unannounced. Not very polite to barge in like this, but Emily never wrote a book on murder. Empty. But still, a perfume of bacon and eggs. Bullet, what do you want? You got no right. Come on, fellow. Let's have a look at the envelope. Wad that choke a horse. You're going to travel in style, Carstairs. I'm sure Lieutenant Jones will be interested in this. You have no right to take that money. You're only a private detective. I'll sue. Sue ahead, sweetheart. But hang around town. Don't worry. You'll get your money back. You'll be able to send the turnkeys out to buy you lots of very nice things. Steve spends an hour talking to residents of Eve Martin's apartment house and in searching various spots. Then, passkey ready, he approaches the girl's empty apartment. Get him up, Bullet. I mean business. The elusive Mr. Ratcliffe at last. Been quite a chase, Carl. You living here now? Can the wisecracks, Bullet. I do the talking and I'll make it short and sweet. First you get in that chair over there and you keep your hands in sight. You see this, Bullet? It's the real Buddha, the one Yin wants. I need getaway dough, and if you was to take it to him and get $1,000, I'll give you a cut. He was going to give Lola that for it. You got a nerve, Carl, and a murder rap hanging over you as well. You killed Solomon Slade, remember? And maybe Lola. You think I'd help you? Steve hooks his toe into a fringed loop on the rug. Hey, don't, I quit. This lug is lucky. I can't afford to mess him up too much. He's got to be able to talk and tell plenty. Steve takes the completely subdued Ratcliffe to Center Street Station and turns him over to Lieutenant Jones. He's all yours, Steve. He signed a confession, admitting killing Slade, and so my worries are over. Talk to him. When Mr. Yen gave Lola this Buddha, she wrote me about it. Thought there might be dough in it. So I asked Slade, and in a couple of days he told me it was worth $4,000 to him. 3 more than Yen was going to give Lola. We figured a double cross. I met Lola in Frisco and we got another Buddha made. We knew we could sell the phony to Slade, but we couldn't fool Lou Yin. And we wanted to hold on to the real one until we found out its real worth. But Lou Yin's powerful, got lots of dough, and is dangerous. I left Lola in Frisco and came back to keep an eye on Yin. I knew we gotta do something fast. Lola stayed in Frisco to get the fake Buddha. It took time to make, and she was due in that night, so we rigged the fake holdup. Then we could tell Lou Yin we had the Buddha stolen from us and sell the fake to Slade for $4,000. And you kept this one, the real one, while Lola brought along the fake. She picked the block road so you could stop us. She figured I was a good witness, wanted Mr. Yin to believe. That's right, but someone else following her, too. We didn't know that until they showed up and spoiled everything. I think they were Slade's men. He didn't trust it. After you took Lola to that dame's apartment, she raised the window and hid in the closet. She heard everything. When the cops came, she blew. She heard you give the Buddha to Eve Martin. The next day, you and the cops went to Slade, and he got scared, thought we were going to sell the Buddha to someone else. While Lola was at the dame's apartment, Slade came and got tough. I killed him. After Carl Ratcliffe was returned to his cell. Nice people, more crosses than a tic-tac-toe game. And now we got both Buddhas, but there's still a charge of murder against Eve Martin. I never thought of Lola pretending to leave and hiding in the closet listening. That's why she went back to Eve's, thinking Eve had this Buddha, and that's why someone else killed her. Ha! Ratcliffe marked the base of the genuine Buddha with red wax. And pretty soon I'm going to mark a killer. Get them all together, Barney. Steve spends the afternoon making preparations for exposing a murderer, and early that evening. I'll start with you, Miss Bennett, and your lovely telephone voice. You hate your cousin Eve, and if she got married, you were out of a home. You called the police the other night from the extension in your room, and you called them yesterday afternoon when Bill and Eve met you with the wheelchair. I didn't mean... Now, for you, Carstairs, you blackmailer, you got this money in this envelope from the killer of Lola Vance. You were hanging around the apartment and you saw the killer. No, I didn't. You can't prove it. But I can. You saw the killer, and instead of reporting your suspicions to the police, you went to the murderer and he paid you. These are new bills that can be traced. And they'll be traced to you, Christopher Martin. You murdered Lola Vance. Me, sir? Have you lost your senses? Remember this, Martin? The one off your memo pad you said you'd almost forgotten about winking Buddhas and had to refresh your memory? That was yesterday, October 21st. But this was in the book as a marker, October 20th. You've been reading up on the dreams. Why did you lie? You are a fool, Mr. Bullet. I'll break you for this. Perhaps, but you lied, because Slade had been to see you about the Buddha. You knew him slightly, and the fake Buddha was so well done, it fooled you. You admitted it, you needed money, and suddenly you saw a chance to get it because you thought Eve had the Buddha. Lola Vance made the same mistake. Neither of you knew that I'd taken the Buddha back. So you made a phone call, Martin, and you made a monkey out of me. I was to meet you at the Bronx Zoo, but you never came. You went to steal the Buddha from Eve. I'll tell you what you did. You arrived at Eve's at about 2:30. If you left, you put your flowers in water, you unlatched the door, and set the clock ahead 1/2 hour. When you left, calling attention at a time, she thought it was 3 o'clock. Steve has a small suitcase brought in. You went down the hall to the janitor's closet, put on these work clothes and gloves and a handkerchief over your face, then you went back to knock Eve unconscious and steal the boot. With the half hour you'd gained, you had plenty of time, but Lola was already there. Your plans were upset. You saw Eve unconscious and heard Lola searching. You hid in the closet, probably. Anyway, Lola saw you. You struggled, and she ripped off the handkerchief and saw your face. You killed her. You put the gun in Eve's hands and shot Lola again. And you smashed the clock so your time alibi would stand up. Enough of this. I won't stand for it. Just a bit more. It was now about 3 o'clock by the correct time. However, you had Eve to swear you had left by 3 o'clock because of your trick. And Johnny Anger saw you leave again at 3, the correct time. You were at your club at 3:15, again, the correct time. It seemed odd that you were the only one with a time alibi, and the clock had been damaged deliberately, not by a fall, and the lie about the Buddha, the bookmarker, and the Carstairs hanging around must have seen you in janitor's clothes. He asked for money to keep quiet. We'll trace those bills all right. No, No, I tell you, all lies. A friend. I feel faint. One last thing. When you were brought in, you knew nothing of the crime, yet you said, "What? Eve shoot a woman? How do you know she was shot?" Mr. Martin at long last confesses to the murder of Lola Vane. After he's locked up, Steve and Lieutenant Jones accompany Mr. Yen to his mansion. It is my sorrow, gentlemen, that I have caused such trouble. 2 people dead and 2 who will be executed. I shall not easily forgive myself. One more thing, Mr. Yen. How did you get the real Buddha? It was the same one you gave Lola in Korea? As soon as I saw the first Buddha, Mr. Bullet, I knew what had happened. Only one man in the world can work jade like that. He lives in San Francisco, and it was to him the woman took my Buddha to have it duplicated. Finally reached him by telephone. He came by airship and brought the Buddha to me. Yes, Mr. Bullet, I have my Buddha, the 12th and last, after 40 years of searching. See them now, the 12 winking Buddhas of Emperor Kwanzaa. I didn't think you'd fire me unless you already had what you wanted. For Pete's sake, someone told me what this is all about. As Mr. Martin told you, Kwanzaa had 12 children. He loved them all, but also he had a great diamond, the yellow star. He knew each child coveted it, so he devised a way in which each child could be happy and none disappointed. A good trick, Mr. Yin. Just how? In those days, there were great artists in Korea, Mr. Bullet, men who could do miracles with jade. Kwanzaa employed 12 skilled jade workers, and to one of them, secretly, he gave the yellow star. It was to be put into one of the Buddhas with the jade cut and jointed so skillfully no one would know. No one except the emperor and the artist. When the Buddhas here completed, the emperor gave a cruel order. All the 12 artisans were slain, separately, but at the same time. Then, so the legend goes, the emperor so mixed the Buddhas that finally not even he could tell which contained the yellow star. But that doesn't make sense, Mr. Yin. Doesn't he want the diamond? This Quan, whatever he was? It has been said the Oriental mind is subtle. The emperor gave each of his children one of the Buddhas, and to each he whispered that he alone possessed the yellow star, and each one was warned not to speak of it, lest it cause jealousy, so all were content. A wedding is just what I need now. Some sweet organ music to take a bad taste out of my mouth. I hope those kids made it. They sent them off in a squad car with orders to use it all they needed. Here's a little something for you, Eve, from your double Indian kid. This time it's yours for keeps, and as Mr. Yin would say, you two have all the necessary ingredients to make your own happy. No need to rely on the Winking Buddha. The end. And that was the case of the Winking Buddha, the forgotten sequel to It Rhymes with Love. For decades, this story only existed inside a giant anthology comic. Today, we've given it its own proper presentation. If you enjoyed this classic Golden Age crime tale, let me know in the comments. These early experiments in long-form comics are important pieces of history, and I'm happy to keep pulling them out of the vault. The full enhanced comic will be available soon as a digital download on my Ko-Fi shop for anyone who wants to read it at their own pace. Thank you for watching. This has been SL Tonight. I am Felix Lebeski. Good night.